Hey, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you decide to watch the video. But you received this video because you volunteered to be the facilitator for the afternoon session of Science Kickoff. It's actually the beginning of the facilitator, your opportunity to volunteer as a facilitator for the ERPLs, the Early Release Professional Learning Events this school year. I would like you to be the lead facilitator in this room during this day afternoon session because we're going to have a couple things we definitely need to accomplish before the end of it. And this is for biology, earth space, and chemistry sessions. This video is quite a unique schedule on this day. And before I get started in your schedule, I would like to do a technical concern first. It came to my realization that many of you might have gotten a computer upgrade or not. If you haven't, then you actually probably can connect to a projector very easily with your VGA connection on your computer. The new computers, as you know, do not have VGA adapt ports within the new computers. And you've probably been, if you've utilized your computer in the classroom, you've probably been using your docking station. I would suggest you bring this because I have enough adapters for everyone, but the adapter has a little trick to it. So I first suggest bringing your docking station so that you can plug this into your computer and then use that back there, the VGA port, to connect to the classroom projector that we're going to use. In the event you forget to talk, I will have enough of these for everyone. This is an adapter from USB to VGA, but these have a driver that has to be installed on your computer and takes about 15 minutes to upload and then restart your computer. So there's a little bit of a process and not ideal, especially if you're going to be using your part of the morning sessions as well and you're using your computer. So think of this ahead of time and then see where the curriculum maps are in the cafeteria in the morning. We'll have a box of these, and then I would suggest that you promptly get this installed on your computer that morning before the session, and do not miss the general session in the auditorium. I'd rather you not miss that and do 15 minutes of dead time getting this installed in your session, but I'm sure you don't want that either. And then in the event, I recommend getting this eventually for if you're traveling outside your own classroom. Get a HDMI to VGA. That way this travels well easily. It doesn't require any kind of setup, and it's quite easy to do. Let's go ahead and talk about your unique schedule for biology, space, and chemistry after lunch. After lunch, your teachers will end up going to the auditorium first from 1:15 to 2 o'clock, unless you're earth, space, and chemistry. You'll get released a little bit early. What's going to happen during that session is Mike Semino is going to go over an assessments, new ways to get the DIAs, access to DIAs via Canvas course. And he's just going to show the process to do that. Quite easy and pretty easy to do. So after he goes over how to access DIAs for biology, earth space, and chemistry, he's going to go ahead and release the earth space and chemistry teachers to their room. That's where you're on your PLC room. They're going to be going to your PLC room right after that. So it's kind of not an exact start. I can't tell you when your session starts, but you're scheduled a minimum of 45 minutes, but he won't take the full time of his session for chemistry and earth space. So you'll have a little more than 45 minutes in earth space and chemistry PLC sessions. Let's talk biology here for a second. Okay, now the biology, they're going to have another session or an extra part to Mike Semino's session that should go right up to 2 o'clock. He's going to try to squeeze all this in, but biology will be given some training on a biology DIA remediation process. So he'll walk all the teachers through the resources that we have to provide, and then when that's finished, right at 2 o'clock, he'll have another group coming in, so he has to send off the biology teachers. Then biology teachers will head off to their PLC session, which will be the east or the west, and that's what they're listening to now. So now that you're clear what that is, we will expect those teachers to hit your session promptly and on time. And if you want, inside of the white box that every room will have, that we used in the morning for the curriculum maps and the curriculum map changes documents, there'll be an envelope like this, clearly marked afternoon session. And so in this envelope, there's some content to look for. There will be, of course, the most important document of your session, and that is this. Doesn't look very important, but I do need every teacher to write their name first and last clearly, their school, and then it asks for if they're new to Volusia County Schools. This will be a very quick and easy way to capture who's new to our district. And then on the right, it says years of teaching experience. It'll help me understand who's new to Volusia County Schools and a novice teacher and give them some extra focus and attention. Also in the envelope are simple blanks of this calendar, which is also in the curriculum app, but this one is kind of freestanding and able to be marked up and scribbled on. And during this session, it's technically a PLC, so you may guide them through first quarter planning and preparation in groups, small groups. We're all together collectively, but keep in mind in that room and after that sign-in sheet, you'll have an understanding of how many new Volusia County Schools teachers we have. And there's this other part that's in the envelope, and that is this brochure. We first were going to make it for all new to Volusia County School teachers, and then we just said, let's just make enough for everybody. This has become the talking points to assist some of our newest Volusia County schools. I would suggest that during this session, you identify who's new. Everyone receive one of these and partner up the new teachers with somebody and have them walk through this brochure. It will be slightly overwhelming, I'm sure, with all the acronyms, but we do have like a quick, highly used acronyms in science department, but things about Canvas and things about the assessment. It's a good summary as we have a lot of changes this year, and especially in regards to how we get assessments and where we get them from. This will be a nice kind of one-stop shop for everybody, but good talking points. So help guide those teachers along, however much time you end up having. At the end of your session, that manila envelope should have this. Any of the extras that you have of any copies, put them in the white box and then slide that white box into the hallway. And you'll want to do that quickly and then remind everybody that there's a raffle at 3 o'clock in the auditorium. Now, officially, that's the release time, so no one has to go there. They can leave for the day. If they want to scoot out and get to their room and help set it up, that's fine. The raffle is being done by tickets, and in the beginning of the day, everyone will have received some raffle tickets. Sorry, I didn't mean to go to the PowerPoint quite yet. They'll have received some raffle tickets, and in your purple envelope, there's going to be some raffle tickets, and those are to give out to your participants if you see fit. You can do a couple things. One, give them to the first however many are 20 who come to your room on time promptly, or you can just kind of rip them off, stick them around the room to be easily found, and don't mess with the teacher's belongings, our host teacher's belongings. Make sure you give them out like that if you're giving them out in singletons, so they have one to keep as they put one into a bucket of the items to be raffled. Speaking of the items to be raffled, I'll talk about in a second, but I wanted to go over what I've provided as far as this PowerPoint. The attachments to the email include the brochure, the facilitator assignments, the this PowerPoint, of course, and the PowerPoint's nothing special. It's just 3 slides. I would customize, if I were you, I'd customize this instead of say PLC section, I'd say East, West, or course name as appropriate. And then this is the agenda to just remind you of what you have and what to do. You can make it prettier, not show them, but make sure you hit each point within the time frame and things that you've already planned out. And then I also have this. I did not make hard copies of this, but this would be something I will be mentioned in the general session. But as you're sitting with your group, whether it be biology east side, chemistry west side, whatever, they can all see the dates and times that they're expected to go and the location, and that will be repetitive. The next biggest thing, of course, is September 1st. That's a professional learning day for all Volusia County School teachers. It will be at DeLand High School for science teachers, and we're super excited to have Paige Keeley training all middle school and high school teachers in the morning on formative assessment formative assessment techniques in the science classroom within the context of the 5E instructional model. And then afternoon, we'll break out into the ERPL sessions of which you'll begin your facilitation lead. Keep in mind, there's training to come with that. And for you, here's how it'll happen. It's going to be something like this. There'll be an online pre-recorded webinar for you to watch at your own leisure and time, but by a certain date, because then I'll have a face-to-face meeting that you can ask your questions about, like if what did make sense. But more importantly, the face-to-face is not always something convenient for people. So while I'm doing a face-to-face, it will also be accessible online as a live webinar. It's going to be an interesting task to have maybe people in the room and then having people watching and listening and maybe typing questions, or maybe activate your microphone to talk. But just keep in mind, so it's like a flipped professional development model. Get information up front, get all your questions and things that you're not quite clear on ready, and then address them with me, either face to face or on the webinar. And then shortly following, will be the actual date. So that's the sequence of events. It doesn't always work out perfect. No, I'm sorry, it does work out like that each time. I will be able to give you. I have those dates, but I don't want to clog your brain right now with all that. But just to let you know, that's kind of the sequence of how things will happen in a just-in-time training. September 7th is taken. There's a lot of it taken off of you to lead a whole day because half of it's Paige Keeley, and then she will actually be walking around in the afternoon in each session to spend a little bit of time to Q&A with each group is the plan. And so that means we'll end up entering your room to kind of talk for a little bit with the participants. Keeping in mind there's about 18 rooms to visit, and I have to keep trying to take schedule to visit each room, but that is going to be the plan. So I'm super excited about this. But what I'm really excited about is that raffle. So people are going to get these raffle tickets just because they show up in the morning, and then there'll be buckets for them to place in what they like to select. But let me give you an idea of some of the things we have. This is a Crazy Jeremy's Science Warehouse. First, we have some electronic scales to give away. These are awesome. These are, oh wait, you see this just in. Infrared thermometers. A few sets of those. That's awesome. Hey, this is kind of cool. You ever seen one of these before? Maybe just keep around. The ink is that's pretty cool. Compliments of Louise Chapman. Hey, October 21st, a class set of property classes. Eclipse classes, yes! Look, I have a few sets of these to give away too. That's almost worth the price of admission. Don't you agree? All right, hey, I'm giving away this too. So, I don't know if you want it, but we got a full-size token to give away. And last but not least, there's even more things that I'm showing, but I just wanted to show you some of the highlights. Last but not least, October 18th, our favorite astrophysicist is coming in town in Orlando. I got Neil deGrasse Tyson, that one, but two, bring around. And that's the kind of stuff we're raffling away. So spread the word, get excited. I'm excited for this year. And I thank you again for taking this on. Please give me an email if you have any questions or comments or concerns before Wednesday, and glad to assist you in the process. Thank you again. See you soon.